Hi everybody, it's Janet and welcome to my craft room. It's Friday, so it's time for my Fast Friday quick tips video. And today I'm going to talk to you about storing and organizing your mini ink cubes. The four kinds of cubes I'm going to talk about today are the Memento Dewdrops, Tim Holtz Distress Ink Cubes, Hero Art Cubes, and Archival Ink Cubes by Ranger. So let's take a look at this container right here. This is what I keep my Tim Holtz Distressed inks in. And this is actually a pencil box or a student box. It was my son's when he was probably in 5th grade. But I found by accident in my quest to find something to store my cubes that this fit the Distressed ink cubes perfectly. As you can see, I get 6 across and 3 down, and I can stack them at least 2 high. So I have 2 of them, and I stack light colors together, usually the darkest on top. That's just my rule of thumb. Doesn't always stay that way, but that's what I try to do. As you can see though, there's extra room in this, so if you had a bigger collection than mine, you could hold, I think, 3 cubes high without a problem. Yes. So although I only keep them 2 high, again, you could make even more use of that if you needed it. But for me, this holds my collection perfectly, and I even have room for the couple newest colors when they come out. So hey, gotta like that. So this is a very inexpensive container, and I'll have a link for this at Amazon. It is not exactly the same, but it is exactly the same measurements. Apparently this is kind of a common size for this type of student pencil and supply box. So look for that. Now I'm a big recycler, so this is an example where you probably can't quite recreate it unless you happen to have had these tins. Now I believe these tins contained sequins or something of that nature. Oh, you know what it was? They were flowers. Suddenly I do remember. There were paper flowers in this container. So I found that 6 of the dewdrops fit in here just perfectly. And I happen to have 3 of these. I've got 2 of them here to show you. But I love these because it fits so nicely. And these are an odd or weird size, so the square container works really nicely. So to fit 6 in each of these contains my full number of 18 dewdrops that I have. But what I really love about these is because they were for flowers, they have a window in them and you can see what colors are in here, and I don't have to label anything. They stack really nicely and it's super. So my point to you on this one is look at your containers and boxes that you have around, that you have used whatever was inside but you thought the containers were worth keeping around just in case. I think a lot of crafters do that because we're just resourceful by nature. And so take a look. You might have something in this range of idea. Maybe it's a bigger box, you know, maybe it's not metal, maybe it's plastic, and it may not have windows, but you can always label. So anyway, that is how I store the dewdrops. Now this is a purchased box. This is obviously from Ranger. This is the Archival Ink, mini Archival Ink storage tin. Now, I like this tin just because it does fit the Archival Ink mini cubes perfectly. And also inside you have this little bit of a plastic liner at the bottom, and it has little ridges in it so it holds your inks in place. They won't really wobble around or move around, which is nice. What I did find though is that with this kind of case, it will basically fit these as well. It leaves a little more room on the edge, and you don't get as many in, but you can use this kind for it as well. So let's take a look at how many we could fit by just fitting it across here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. See what I mean? There's a little bit of room over here. But we can fit 3 wide. So we can get 12 of the archival inks in here. But then you can stack on top of them. So this case looks to me like you could stack 3 high and still get by. So you could actually then do, what's that, 12 times 3, 36 in this container. So that's not bad, right? I think that's pretty good, especially for the cost. Now you can go ahead and get this, and if you can get it on sale for 20 to 40% off, it probably isn't a bad investment. Of course, they also have this sort of tin for the mini distress inks as well. The only thing is that I have a lot of these, and I would need a lot of these tins to hold all of my mini distress inks. And for the frequency that I use them, actually having them here when I know that, hey, this is my stack of greens, like these 3 are greens and greenish blues, and these are the blues, I can find them pretty quickly. So for me, it's not worth necessarily buying a fancy tin. However, when it comes to archival inks, this is my collection. It fits perfectly. So I'm not really planning to add a whole lot to this. So it works great for my needs. And that's the key, right? You want things that work for your particular needs. Now I'm going to show you something you may have seen, because I have seen this on Facebook before, this storage idea for mini ink cubes. It's the Ferraro crystal tin that their candies come in. This is the square size. But look how nicely it fits these mini ink cubes. So this also does 6 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can fit 36 cubes in here. Now you can't stack one on top of the other because it's not deep enough. But you can definitely see everything, and it's free if you happen to either use these candies, get it as a gift, or maybe you see somebody who's gonna throw theirs away. You can reuse these. And so this is really a handy, substantial box for it being free. Let's check the archival inks on this one, because again, I hadn't tested this out because I already had this particular tin. It's kind of the same thing. It's going to be a little bit short on this side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It can hold 24 of the archival ink cubes. All right. So that is all I'm going to share with you today. This is a really quick one, but I just wanted to, show you how I manage and control these little ink cubes, because they can kind of take over. They also have a habit of getting lost easy. Their covers can come off easily, especially these square cubes. I find that the mini distress ink cubes, those covers come off super easy. So anyway, you can see that there's lots of options here. And again, I would say the main thing is when you're going to recycle things is just think creatively, see what you have. Even if you don't have anything as pretty maybe as these, just a shallow cardboard box can work great too, at least until you can find a better option. And I have done that before as well. But then just keeping an eye out for packaging that you're using up, and then just seeing if these things will fit in it. And that goes for really lots and lots of your supplies. So thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed seeing this Fast Friday quick tip for you this week. I appreciate you being here with me, and I hope to see you soon. Until then, keep crafting, everybody. Bye.